The Daily Code Snippet. We touched upon some issues of accessibility with forms. What about tables? There are semantic elements we can add to our tables to help identify the roles of the content of our table. T-head, T-body, and T-foot. This is important especially when you have a long, complicated table with a lot of information. In addition to using the TH element to identify a heading in a table, column, or row, we can use the thead element to further indicate the first row as a header row in a table. This is useful to those accessing your table data using an assistive device. It differentiates the header section from the body or main content, which would be enclosed in a tbody element. Any footer information would be enclosed in a tfoot element. The footer of a table should contain ancillary information that puts the table data in context or may provide additional information to clarify the data presented. Here is an example. So here we have a table element that encloses data for a table that has 5 columns. We have a T-head element enclosing the first TR row, which has the 5 table heading elements that identify the headings of columns. If we look at the subsequent table rows, we see that the first element in each table row is also a TH element to indicate a heading element for each row. And the table itself displays information about pets. It is possible this is a data table for a veterinarian's office. And our foot element, our T-foot, contains a row that has a table data element which uses a colspan attribute of 5. That means that this table data element will span all 5 columns, and it contains ancillary information that indicates that this is only a partial representation of all the demographic data that are included about the patients at this veterinary practice. This code would display like this. To someone using a screen reader, the T-head, T-body, and T-foot elements help with accessibility by identifying the header row, the main content, and the footer of the table. Our T-foot contains a table data element that spans all 5 columns using a colspan attribute, and we use an embedded styling to make the typography display a little smaller. Note, the use of the colspan attribute is not recommended for accessibility because by skipping columns, it can make a user using an assistive device get confused because they're expecting data in all 4 additional columns. So if the information can be presented in another way, it is preferred. Presented by Designers Learn Code.